Where are you on this? I mean, what a flipping mess.
Absolutely. The country's in crisis and politics is broken, and we really are in big trouble. As a group, we put down our own amendment today, but it hasn't been selected by the Speaker.
Yeah.
And that would have called for an extension of the process, but for a purpose.
Doesn't matter now because he's not called it.
Well,
so there we
no,
are.
But the key thing is, if you're talking about extensions, you've got to have a reason for doing it, not just more of this mess.
Okay, but he's not called it, so those are the two extensions that we are working with. You want a general election?
I want Parliament to resolve the crisis on Brexit.
Do you want a general election?
No, I don't think a general election would solve this crisis.
Why not?
Because both parties are split. And what manifesto, what would candidates stand on? The key thing at this moment is that we resolve the crisis. And the way out of this is for Parliament today to take off no deal completely and support the Spellman and others amendment, which I am also on.
Yeah.
And secondly, tomorrow, for us to go forward and talk about extending the process going beyond March 29th.
As long as the EU would let us.
Exactly. And the EU will only do it on two grounds. One is that we are coming up with a specific proposal that we've agreed, which could be agreed by them in a short period of time, which is very unlikely. And the other is a substantive reason, which could be that we are putting our proposal for a confirmatory referendum to the public.
So you want a second referendum?
I do, very strongly. A referendum got us into this mess, and I think the only way we'll get out of it is with Parliament coming forward with a proposal that then we put to the people.
But you see, this is where people at home will say, oh, come on, you want a second referendum, but you don't want a by-election.
Well, actually, there's a completely different question.
Well, it's not.
No.
If you wouldn't mind, I'll pose the questions and perhaps you'd like to answer them. You don't want a by-election because you think that it's, what, undemocratic? It is democratic? What do you think?
I stood at the last election on an election address that said I'll be a strong pro-European Labour voice.
But you don't represent that party anymore.
I had voted for against triggering Article 50 and defied Corbyn's whip on that.
But it should be up to the people whether they still want you to represent them.
Yes, and I tell you, I've only had 4 constituents contact me saying that there should be a by-election.
So you shouldn't worry about a by-election.
And I have people stopping me on the street saying,
so you shouldn't worry about a by-election
stay in Parliament. The last thing we need at the moment is for MPs who are going to fight for the national interest, which is requiring the people to have a say and hopefully to remain in the European Union, to be removed.
So we should have a referendum but not by-elections?
Absolutely right. In September or whenever it is, we will have to have a referendum. It depends how long it takes to get the legislation.
And you don't think that that's duplicitous
or
undemocratic?
No, because we have a parliamentary system and people stand on a ballot paper with their name. We don't have party lists. I'm not a delegate to be removed by a party. I am elected by my constituents.
Yeah, but you chose to stand under the Labour banner, and I'm sure that Red Rose probably helped you. Do you not think, when your name was on the ballot paper, or if you'd stood as an independent, you'd have got as many votes?
And I've won 7 elections. The first one by,
so what are you worried about?
By 400, because it's a distraction for the crisis the country faces.
And a second referendum wouldn't be?
No, it would be a way to resolve the problem. If we put the deal, we get a deal of any kind to the public for a final say, then we can resolve this issue.
Parliament's in stalemate.
Exactly.
There isn't an overall majority for the government. So surely the way to sort that out is a general election. But you don't want a general election because you know you'll lose your seat.
A general election will not solve it. A general election would simply, I suspect, re-elect a hung Parliament again, and that would not get us anywhere. We've got to take this back to the people and trust the people, because we are not going to be able to solve this. Theresa May could have put her proposal to the House of Commons, and I would have voted for it with a sunset clause added to it to say this deal, this withdrawal agreement goes to the public for their endorsement, either to say, yes, we accept this way of leaving the EU, or we remain in the European Union.
Do you accept that the public doesn't trust politicians at the moment?
Yes, there's good reasons why. Because of the way
they're elected on a Labour ticket, and then they rip the Labour card up and they go and stand as an independent.
The main reason that they don't trust is the woeful quality of the leadership that we've got in this country.
And some of their representatives.
And yes, I accept that.
But not you?
No, I believe I've got integrity. I haven't changed. My values are the same as they were. and I still hold those Labour values. What's happened is the Labour Party has been captured.
So why would a by-election affect that? Why can't, you know, by-election would take a few weeks to organise. So a by-election's irrelevant?
It is irrelevant to the issues facing the country. The issues facing the country are that we have to resolve before March the 29th. We have got to stop going off the cliff, and then we've got to, over the next few months, solve this European issue in a sensible way.
How do you feel setting up a separate party? You don't call yourselves a party, you call yourselves a movement. How do you think that's helped?
I think it's forced the Labour Party, at least rhetorically, last week, to say that they were more positive towards the People's Vote, although Corbyn's back.
They said that no. With respect, they said that at a party conference in September.
But I'm talking about Corbyn and the remarks that were made. But he's gone back on it yesterday and today. He hadn't mentioned it. Secondly,
it was agreed by the party in September at party conference.
Yeah, to be on the table. Well, we don't want it on the table. We want it to be in an amendment. And the Kyle Wilson amendment, which was supposed to be tabled this week...
we're going round in circles. It's not been chosen, so, you know, we are where we are.
That wasn't put down. Labour didn't even have the courage to put their own amendment today.
So you haven't made any difference, then?
This shows the woeful nature of the Labour leadership.
So you haven't made a difference?
We are providing an alternative. And
to who?
All over the country, people are leaving the Labour Party and other parties, and they are saying, at last, somebody talks for the mainstream centre of British politics.
So who will you stand for at the next election?
I will hopefully be standing on the platform of whoever is the new party name that we adopt. We are not yet a political party.
But you will
We are a group we are in discussion with the Electoral Commission. We have to go through various stages about the name, the logo and all that. Okay. But we are not yet a party.
And who's going to be your leader?
That will be decided when we become a political party.
Who would you like to be the leader?
Oh, we have many talented women and men.
OK, so who would you like to be the leader?
Exactly.
I'm not talking about generally, I'm asking you... So you don't have a view on who's...
I know that there are lots of them, and they are great. There is a whole younger generation of very good quality, talented politicians already in Parliament, and there are others, women and men, who
And you are confident that you would win at the next election as a Tigger?
I don't know if I'm definitely standing. I haven't said that I'm definitely standing, but if I stood, it wouldn't be as a Tigger, it would be as the name of whatever the new party becomes. OK,
so you would stand at the next general election if you're standing as part of the new party?
Absolutely.
But you don't want to do that now?
I'm not announcing that I'm a candidate now. I'm 66 years old, and I've been...
No, you don't want to do that as a by-election now?
No, sorry. There will not be any by-elections. A by-election is completely unnecessary in this crisis that we face now.
Even though that's democratic?
It's also democratic to serve out your mandate as an elected Member of Parliament.
OK, it's good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks a lot. Let's get the view from Europe, should we? And standing by about the